is y'all already know how to do it. The bad thing is that there's always a different way of writing things in algebra. All right, so with that being said, let's go back to pre-algebra and algebra 1 and go over a couple of things that you were taught. You were taught this, x plus 3 plus x minus 6. And you were told to add those two, and you were told that there's a 1 right here, and there's a 1 right here, and you distribute that 1, and you get x plus 3 plus x minus 6, and x plus x is 2x, and 3 minus 6 is negative 3. And you were taught to add polynomials. You were also taught to subtract polynomials in pre-algebra, in algebra 1 and algebra 2. 2 times x minus 3, sorry, that's awful. 2 times x minus 3 minus 1, or minus 3 times 2x minus 1. And you were told that that's a 2, so you just distribute that 2. And that's a negative 3. You're told to distribute that. And you get 2x minus 6 minus 6x plus 3. And you were told to combine like terms, negative 4x and negative 3. You were told to multiply x minus 3 times 2x plus 4. And you were told to use the FOIL method. That'd be 2x squared plus 4x minus 6x minus 12. 2x squared minus 2x minus 12. And you were told to divide. You were told two different types of division. You were told single division, x squared minus x over x, which gives you x minus 1. Okay, because you can basically factor out the x and get x minus the x is canceled and you get x minus 1. Or you were taught long division, x minus 1 into x squared plus 2x minus 3. X will go into x, x times x is x squared, x times negative 1 is negative 1x. You always subtract, and that makes that a negative, makes that a positive, and that first column goes out. You're left with 3x. 3x, that comes down to help out. X will go into 3x 3 times, and so on. 3x minus 3, that turns into a plus 0 remainder. So you were taught how to do all 4 of those. And you were taught another one. You were taught this. If y is equal to 2x plus 3, solve 2x plus 3y is equal to 7. And somebody tell me what we did here. What did we do here in Algebra 1 or Algebra 2 when you had something like this? What word or what directions did you use? You can type it in or you can say it. Let me go to the chat right quick. Okay, substitution. Exactly. Thank you for your interaction. Okay, so we take this and we plug it in for y, and we get 2x plus 3 times 2x plus 3 is equal to 7. 2x plus 6x plus 9 is equal to 7. 8x plus 9 is equal to 7. 8x is equal to negative 2. X is equal to negative what? 1/4? Something like that. I don't really care about the answer. And then you take that answer and you back substitute it. And that's going to be y is equal to 2 times negative 1/4 plus 3. And that's going to cancel. That's going to be negative 1/2 plus 3. And that's going to be 2.5 or 2.5. And I really don't care about the answers. I just care that you understand the process. Those 5 things were taught to you in either pre-algebra, algebra 1, or algebra 2. Okay? Right now, everybody should be saying to themselves, oh yeah, I remember doing all that. Good. Because you're going to do it now, and you're going to hold your pinky up. Because now you got to do it sophisticated. Now you got to put an f of x in front of it. Well, what the hell is a f of x? It's a function. Just like I told you with the ice machine. You got an ice machine, and I can't draw worth the crap, so, just there. There's the ice machine, and you got H2O coming in, and you got ice coming out. And we know that H2O is the input. We know that it's the x value. We know that it's the domain. We know that the ice is the output. We know that it's the y value, and we know that it's the range. We know it's also dependent, because you can't have ice if you don't have what? Water. Okay? So, but the only thing that doesn't change, or the only thing that stays the same and really doesn't have a list of things with it, is the function. So from here on out, you're not going to call it an equation. So, thank you, I appreciate that. It ain't art, and I suck at it. I really suck at it. But anyway, the function, you used to call it an equation. Now it's going to be called a function, and you got to hold your pinky up. Somebody this morning on my Facebook said, this is somebody with a champagne taste and beer budget. They put a picture of their daughter's water bottle, and they didn't call it a water bottle. You know what they called it? A hydro flask. So I've been calling it the wrong thing all these years. It's called a hydro flask. Did y'all know that? My God. Oh, I'm sorry. And what makes it worse is this is really champagne taste on a beer budget. I mean, shut up, Hubert. Anyway, make sure you hydrate, and you make sure you have a hydration flask, please. All right, so we're going to call it a function from here on out. Well, whatever. It's a water bottle. Anyway, why did she have to put a picture on there and say, can anybody fix, she's got a dent in her hydro flask. Does anybody know how to fix a hydro flask? Yeah, you stick a dadgum ruler in it and you push the dadgum dent out. Good gosh. Anyway, I'm sorry. You just got to know the people that I'm talking about. Champagne taste on a beer budget. You ever heard that before, Mr. Bates? Champagne taste on a beer budget. I know a lot of people like that. Can't even pay their bills, but they go to the highest end restaurants. Okay, so anyway, we're going to hold our pinky up, and we're going to call it a function now. Well, how's it written? Well, let's go with f of x is equal to x plus 2, and g of x is equal to x minus 3. You
have a work email.
I want you, as a class, to give me f plus g of x. Well, you hold your pinky up while you do it, and you go back to pre-algebra, and you do x plus 2 times x minus 3. And you put a plus in the middle of it, and you do it just like you did back in pre-algebra when you didn't hold your pinky up. So 2x, x plus x is 2x, and 2 minus 3 is negative 1. And now you just did f plus g of x. You might think, you will be surprised. You would be surprised how many students go into college algebra and they know how to do addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and substitution. And when they get to functions, they fall on their face because the teacher makes a big deal out of it and makes it a big thing, and they end up being confused. It's not. You've been doing it for 2 or 3 years. If you've had pre-algebra, algebra 1, algebra 2, or pre-algebra, math 101, math 102, you have been doing this for 2 or 3 years. So do not let the pinky get you confused. So let's do an earn. So let's keep that one, and let's do f minus g of x. X plus 2 minus x minus 3. X plus 2 minus x plus 3. 5. Again, you did it back in pre-algebra. You did it back in whatever. And they made a big deal out of it. There, see? What math, oops, sorry. Miss Maxon, what math was it? Just curious, was it high school or was it college or what?
It was Algebra 2 in high school.
Algebra 2 in high school. Yep, well, yeah, there you go. There you go, Mr. Bates. That's a hydro flask. Hydration flask, I'm sorry. A hydration flask. Good God, you got that time, you got that much time to spell that out? Good, you got too much time on your hands. All right, so let's do f times g of x. So let's erase this. F times g of x. And I got to thinking about that. You know, you buy a water bottle and you got a dent in it. Why are you worried about getting it fixed? I'm sorry. And why don't you just stick something inside of there and pop it out? So, I don't understand people, but maybe it might cause another dent, and maybe that's too much for a hydration flask. It may not work. It has 2 dents in it. $40 what? You mean they paid $40 for a water bottle? Boy, they are stupid. All right, I'm sorry. A water bottle costs $5 at most. You know, you get a piece of plastic. I got canteens from the Marine Corps that I stole from the Marine Corps I mean, hydration container. Is that what it's called?
No, I would like you to repeat that for the cameras.
That's it. It keeps the water wetter. That's what it does. I need to put that on Facebook. It keeps the water wetter.
Maybe you'll get more H2O for your H2O.
That's what it is. You get more water when you put it in a hydration container than you do if you put it in a water bottle. Oh my God. All right, x plus 2.
Sweet home Alabama.
X minus 3. X times x squared. X times negative 3 plus 2x and negative 6. And you get x squared minus x minus 6. Again, you've been doing it since you've started algebra. Okay? Now, I'm going to give you one. Okay, let me go ahead and division right quick. I'm going to give you one. I want y'all to do it. I got the repairman texting me about being at my house. I got to text him back. Daggum dryer went on the blink. All right, so let's see, f of x is equal to x cubed minus 2x squared plus 3x. G of x is equal to x. I need f divided by g of x. Okay, y'all can do that right quick. Let me text him right quick. I don't want to, when you get your repairman to come out, you got to call them back because they'll reschedule, and that's not good. And of course, I'm hitting every wrong letter in the world. I need hydration. Please tell me that y'all are kidding when you tell me that a water bottle costs $40.
The $40 is for the smallest one. I think
You know
it's
what
like,
I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna create something that's totally been used for 20, 40 years, and I'm gonna put Hubie on it and sell it for $50. That's what I'm gonna do.
You gotta pronounce it fancy though. You gotta pronounce it Hubei.
Oh, okay.
you've got to put the really crappy like accent behind it, or else it's not going to sell.
Ah, okay. $40.
Like the cologne commercials.
I want to say it's like $40 for the 32 ounce, and then you can get. Does it go to 64 ounce? I feel like it goes to 64 ounce. Yeah.
I got 2 or 3 of those in my drawer in my kitchen that I got for free from Tri-County Tech.
Also, you want us to factor this out. You want us to factor this out too, right?
Well, honestly, you just put it over the X. That's all you do.
Yeah, I was just saying after that.
Yeah, that's it. It's real simple.
All right.
That'd be x squared minus 2x plus 3. And if you could, I mean, they just wanted you to divide it. I don't know if it may be factorable. Let's see. X, 1, 3. We want a negative, so that means, no, it's not factorable because that's got to be positive, so that's not factorable. It's got to be like, so it wouldn't be right, so it couldn't factor. Okay, so that's division. Now we're going to do the one that causes everybody problems. Okay, this is how If I did a flask, it'd be dadgum Jim Beam, dadgum bourbon. That's the kind of flask I need. All right. What would you call that? Alcoholic flask. I would use alcoholic flask. Anyway, let's go with f of x is equal to x plus 3, and g of x is equal to square root or x squared. And I want you to give me f composed of g, g composed of f composed of f, and g composed of g. Now, half of you are going to go, oh God, I don't know what to do. Okay? Because you have been confused by a teacher, or the teacher didn't teach you how to do composition. Okay? So we're going to take a handy dandy highlighter, and we're going to highlight this part right here. And those yellow parts right there mean you're going to draw that function with a big set of parentheses. So that's what that yellow means. You're going to draw that function with a big set of parentheses. Draw function with parentheses. Okay? Draw the function with a big set of parentheses. So f is going to look like this. A big set of parentheses plus 3. G is going to look like a big set of parentheses with a square. F is going to look like a big set of parentheses plus 3. And G is going to look like a big set of parentheses squared. And then we take the other, take green, and the green means plug and chug. The green means you're going to plug the other top, you're going to substitute. Okay, you're going to substitute the green. So what goes in right here with the x plus 3? X squared. What goes in here? X plus 3. What goes in here? X plus 3. And what goes in here? X squared. And that's how you do composition. And now you got actually pre-algebra, algebra 1 stuff. So this is x squared plus 3. This is shortcut number 1, x squared plus 6x plus 9. This is x plus 9. I'm sorry, x plus 6. And this is x to the 4th. And that's how you do composition. Now, I guarantee you ain't never had a teacher explain it like that before. And that is one of the biggest problems with composition. Students don't know how to do it, or they get mixed up. Okay? Yep. The OF is just inserting the function right. So f of g, fog, you plug in g. Goff, you plug in f. Foff, you plug in f inside of f. And then gog, you punch in x squared, you plug in g into g. Okay? I didn't hear anything. Makes so much sense now. Miss Davis, were you ever confused about stuff like this? Last semester, what class? Was it like Algebra 1, Algebra 2, or was it 101, 102? 101. Bless your heart. Glad you're out of there. That's not a hard class, but they make it twice as hard as it needs to be. Okay? Now, let's look at some questions. And because now you're going to be able to do the problems and not have any big deal. It's not a big deal. And there's one more problem we're going to go over, but not right now, because I don't want to get the cart before the horse. I want to make sure everybody understands the compositions before we move forward. Right now, I'm trying to find my mouse. There it is. Okay, so let's go to our handy dandy assignments. Let's go to 2.6. And there's not a lot, so it's not like you're gonna, die or anything. All right, try that one. I'm gonna let y'all try that one and give y'all a couple of minutes to work that one. I'm gonna have to go make this phone call right quick. Go ahead and do that. I just want to make sure I don't miss him. Well, he must have got my text. Okay, so with this one, it says take 7x to the fourth and add it to 5x plus 1. That's the pre-algebra way of doing it. And you get 7x to the fourth plus 5x plus 1. So I don't know, I guess it's that one. See, I thought it was more to it than that. You'd be surprised how many people skip questions like these because of all this writing up here. All right, that's times G, F times G. If they're mashed together like that, that's F times G. So you would use your FOIL method, and let's do that one because they've got it turned backwards. So turn that 7 minus x, turn that the way it's supposed to be. That's x negative x plus 7. So that's going to be x squared minus 10 times negative x plus 7. First, be negative x to the third, outside, plus 7x squared, inside, and last. Supposed to be a 10x. That's it, because you can't combine anything. Some of y'all are in high school, y'all think that it was bad with the clothes and the shoes. In adulthood, it gets worse. You have people going into debt trying to buy the latest and the greatest stuff, like hydration containers. X squared would be negative x to the third power plus 7 the second power plus 10x minus 70. That should be the answer. See, like I said, y'all been doing these things since pre-algebra. So, all right, I'm gonna let y'all do that one. F composed of G, and then they want you to plug in a what? A 2. But first you gotta do F composed of G. Now you could plug in 2, but I wouldn't do that. I would do F composed of G first. So go ahead and do that one, because that's a test question right there. And a standardized test question. Let's go ahead and do that. And one other thing, why would you buy a $40 water bottle for your kid to take to school to get it stolen from them or beat up for? Because you know if something costs $40, they're either going to get it stolen or somebody's going to beat them up for it. All right, here we go. Well, f of x, f composed means I'm going to rewrite, so it's negative parentheses minus 1. And what's going to go in the middle? X squared plus 2. And now that's going to be negative x squared minus 2 minus 1, negative x squared minus 3. And you should feel good about yourself. Let's see if we feel good about ourselves. I'm just going to type in, well, negative x to the shift 6 squared minus 3.
Don't forget about the 2.
Well, negative 2 minus 1 should be negative 3, shouldn't it?
You've got to put in 2 in the equation, f of g 2. Remember, plug in the 2. You told us not to do it to start with, but.
Okay, now, oh yeah, thank you. I forgot all about that. Okay, so you got 2 squared. What is 2 squared? 4. Negative 4 minus 3 is negative 7. Thank you. Should be negative 7. So that means if you got a different number because you did it wrong, it's wrong. Be negative 7, yes. Now, I guarantee you there's some people that's never done this before, never done it right, and they did it right today, so good job. It's not difficult, but people make it difficult. So in this case, they want you to do the same thing. We're going to go to another problem. Let's see what this one says. Is f asked to identify the function, blah, 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 blah. Okay, here's one. Now, I would not give you a test question with 4 parts, but these are 4 good test questions, or 3. 3 good test questions. That's a good test question, that's a good test question, and that's a good test question. But I wouldn't put it on the test for you to do all 3, but these are 3 good separate test questions. So go ahead and do this one. Not as a test question, but as practice homework. Okay? F composed means that I'm going to write F with a big set of parentheses. B says G composed, so I'm going to write the square root of 1 minus parentheses. And C says F composed, so I'm going to write big set of parentheses. So now you just got to figure out what to plug in. In A, you're going to plug in G. In B, you're going to plug in F. And in C, you're going to plug in F. So yeah, all I've got to do to make $1 million is name something elaborate and refurbish something that's been around for 100 years, and there'll be a bunch of DAs out there that buys them. Oh, put a price on it that's 3 times as much as it's worth. Why couldn't I think of something simple like that? Darn, y'all got quiet all of a sudden. Hubei McClure. Hubei. I like that Hubei. I mean, you could make that into something. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll take a rope, and that'll be what you wear for a belt. And we'll call it a Hubei belt. And you have a white rope, a brown rope, and a black rope. And that's called a Hubei belt. And I'll sell it to you for $40. All right, so we're going to type in, we're going to plug in G, square root of 1 minus x. We're going to plug in F, so that means we're going to plug in x squared here. And we're going to plug in F here. And what happens to the square and the radical? They cancel and you get 1 minus x. Nothing happens here because you get the square root of 1 minus x squared. And here you get x to the 4th. So this will be 1 minus x and this will be the square root of 1 minus x squared. They want you to finish it. So they probably want you to go ahead and take the square root of both. Oh, the domain. I'm sorry. They want you to do the domain of that function. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't read the question. All right, then set the domain of that function. Since we have a radical here, will be from negative infinity to 1. No, that's not right. Because you can't plug in a negative. Oh, yeah. Negative infinity to give you a positive. So, yeah, you can't have a negative in here. If you plug in negative 4, you're going to get 1 plus 4. You plug in anything greater than 1, like a 2, you're going to have a blow-up function. So that doesn't work. I'm sorry. I didn't think about that. All right. So g prime of f would be 1 minus x squared. So that's going to be square root of 1 minus x shift 6, 2. There we go. And that will be all real numbers probably because, let's see, I'm thinking of 1 minus x squared be a negative x divided by negative 1 on both sides. Yeah, x squared is equal to 1. I'm thinking in my brain right now. Okay, so that should be all real numbers. I'm gonna put a 3 there. Should be all real numbers. -1 to +1. Okay, I'm sorry. I said that out loud. I just didn't go with it. -1 to +1. You can plug in -1 and 1, but when you plug in 2, you're gonna get -4. When you plug in -3, you're going to get a negative. Yeah, that's right. Because when you plug in, because it doesn't have parentheses around it. And f composed of f is x to the 4th. That one's all real numbers because it doesn't have a radical or a rational. So that would be all real numbers. So parentheses, you got to put parentheses. Negative infinity, comma, positive infinity, close parentheses. Now, when you type in interval notation, you got to have brackets or you got to have parentheses. If you don't do that on the test, it's wrong. Make sure you realize that. Okay, those are 3 good test questions right there. Okay? I got sick off of grape juice when I was a kid. I believe it was wine. I got it in my mom's cabinet. I thought it was grape juice. I think it was wine. I got sick as a dog. All right, to this day, I don't drink grape juice. All right, so that's that. And we probably need to shut her down here in just a second because some of y'all will start convulsing. This one, you go backwards. Yep, that's the day I became an alcoholic. You got it. So I got vodka in here. I don't even drink vodka. All right, so here this says f of x is 9x minus 6, and g of x is equal to this. Find f composed of g and g composed of f. Then determine whether f composed of g of x is equal to g composed of f of x. In other words, are they the same? So let's go ahead and do this one and then we'll shut her down today. So let's do f composed of g. So 9 parentheses minus 6. And I'm going to plug in g, which is 1/9 x plus 6. Okay? And I'm going to compare that to g, 1/9, parentheses plus 6. And we're going to plug in f, which is 9x minus 6. So what's 9 times 1/9? 1. 1 times x plus 6 minus 6. X plus 6 minus 6 is x. What's 1/9 times 9? Well, you got to do the inside first. 1/9 times 9x minus 6 plus 6 is 1/9 times, so they are equal. Now, I'll be honest with you. Is this difficult? I don't think it is. I mean, if you do what I tell you, it's not difficult. So let's see if I'm right. Okay. Hold on a second. I'm still in here for 2 minutes. Okay. So put an X here and an X here. And that's it. Okay, so yes, it is. They're equal. And you feel good about yourself. Now, I did how many? I did about 4 or 5 of your homework questions. Now, we're gonna go over this probably Friday. That's called the difference quotient. That's what I was holding off on showing y'all today. So if you want to try it, you go ahead. We're going to talk about that, a whole class devoted to that problem right there, okay? All right, I'm going to have to shut her down. I've got 1 minute to get out of here. So anybody got any questions, you better ask them now. All right, I need to check the roll. I know most of y'all are here from Monday, but I got to check it to make sure I'm not missing anybody. Stop recording. Stop recording.